Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? We're doing another quick opinion video. Like I said, we're doing one of these each week. And today we're going to be going over the Zelda games. Now, these are going to be in order of their release, not in order of best to worst or worst to best or anything like that. And because I hate intros, without further ado, let's get right into the list. The original Legend of Zelda for the NES is one of the most cryptic games that I have ever played. There are some parts of this game where I don't know how the hell you would ever guess to get to these places. I don't know how you're supposed to guess that in order to get the magic sword you have to push a grave, and I don't know how you're supposed to guess that you have to blow up a random rock on Death Mountain in order to actually fight Ganon. This whole game is just insanely cryptic. This game retains the cryptic nature of the original Legend of Zelda, but it is so much more difficult for reasons that it should not be. This game does not need to be this hard, but it is, and it kind of ruins the experience. But the music is pleasant. A Link to the Past. Wow, this is a wonderful game. Might just be my favorite Zelda game of all time. I played it a bunch of times. It's definitely a blast to play through. Link's Awakening, the first handheld Zelda game and the best game on the Game Boy. A real treat to play through, real amazing. It's a little hard at times, but it's definitely worth a playthrough. Credited as the best game of all time by a bunch of different sources. Ocarina of Time definitely deserves the credit that it gets. I've played through it multiple times myself, and I really gotta say, it's a treat to play through at least once. Majora's Mask. This is a Zelda game that'll make you feel depressed. It's by far one of the darkest games that I've ever played in my life. At the end, you do feel acceptance, but the whole journey through, you're just looking at death, destruction, depression, sadness. It's a trip, but oh my god. Four Swords. This game only comes without the A Link to the Past bundle, which I think really helps it, but this is a Four Swords review, not a Link to the Past review. And for Four Swords, it's short, it's sweet, but it's not worth it. Just play A Link to the Past. Oracle of Ages. Now, I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm not a huge fan of the Oracle games. I know that they're beloved by literally everyone that's ever played them, but Oracle of Ages is just too mind-numbing. There's a lot of puzzles, a lot of trickery that you gotta get through in order to beat it, and it's not my kind of Zelda game, but I can see why people love it. It's very intriguing. Oracle of Seasons is more action-packed than Oracle of Ages, but it has its fair share of puzzles. This one feels more like a Zelda game. Now, it's not going to beat anything like A Link to the Past, but it's definitely up there. Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. This is an amazing Zelda game. It's an amazing video game. It's beautiful. The soundtrack is, oh my god, amazing. The gameplay can be a little slow at times, but listening to the sound of the ocean, or just listening to the music while you're on the ocean helps breeze by the slow segments. And even though the Triforce Hunt is a little dull and annoying, every game has its problem. This one has the Triforce Hunt, but other than that, it's a beautiful experience. The Minish Cap. What do I have to say about the Minish Cap? Not much to say, actually. Like, this is a good game. It's a good game, but that's it. Like, is the music good? Well, yeah. Is the story good? Kinda. It's a meh game. It's in the middle somewhere. I mean, it's good, but it's not blowing your balls off good. This is a bad game. This is a bad game. Four Swords Adventures is boring. It's bad. It doesn't even use rupees. It uses these weird triangles instead. It's dumb. I don't like it. I don't see why people do. It's the worst selling Zelda game, and I can see why. Twilight Princess is a very debated game. Some people loathe it, and some people think that it's the best one. Well, nobody thinks it's the best one. They just think that it's decent. And gotta be honest, I think that it's decent. Yeah, the Tears of Light hunt is dumb, but then again, Wind Waker has the Triforce on, and way less people argue about that. So I don't see why those kind of people hate this one. I mean, it's good. Some day and somewhere in Nintendo in the 2000s, they were saying, what would happen if we put Wind Waker in a septic tank and tried to make a game out of that? And the result was Phantom Hourglass. The music is boring, the story is awful, the Temple of the Ocean King is so terrible each time you have to go through it, and I mean, Linebeck is cool, but there's not much to say about this one. I know it sounds dumb, I know it sounds stupid. I thought the same thing when I saw the cover for this. It's Zelda with trains. Like, yeah, that sounds terrible. This has got to be the worst one, right? Surprisingly, no. Like, the Spirit Temple is actually not bad. The train music is phenomenal. All the puzzles that you have to do with Iron Knuckles Zelda is actually like really cool, and I don't know about you, I just think that this one is actually pretty okay considering it's Zelda with trains. This one is very debated in the Zelda community. Skyward Sword is a good game, but it's not an amazing game. Like, you're not gonna shit your pants from this one. This game is decent, but you're just visiting the same 3 locations over and over. The sky doesn't have any actually like good music, unlike Spirit Tracks or Wind Waker, and the final boss is kind of underwhelming. Like, yeah, it sets up the rest of the series, but does this one really need to exist? Usually the sequels in the Zelda games are not as good as the one before it, like Majora's Mask is not as good as Ocarina of Time, or Zelda 2 is not as good as the original Zelda. And this one also pertains to A Link Between Worlds. It's not as good as A Link to the Past, but does that mean that it's bad? No, this one's actually just very amazing. Its only problem is that it's a sequel to A Link to the Past. It's like you're trying to follow up Platinum with gold. Like, yeah, the gold is good, but it's not Platinum. This does not qualify as a Zelda game. I take back what I said about Four Swords Adventures. This is the worst Zelda game. It's not even a single player experience. The story is so childish, even for a Zelda game. Like, a chick who gets caught in a black dress that she can't take off, and you have to save her from that? That's the plot? Are you kidding me? This does not deserve the Zelda name. This does not deserve to be considered a Zelda game at all. It's horrible. Why is this game a thing? I was so excited when I heard that they were going to make a game that was like Four Swords, where you could play with your friends in Hyrule. It's not even in Hyrule! This game... don't play this. If you are playing it, stop. Stop now. Don't play this shit. I don't know how the hell they were able to follow up the worst Zelda game with arguably the best one. Most people who aren't even Zelda fans love this game. If you have a Nintendo Switch, come on, you have this game. It's beautiful. The side quests are amazing, and it's so free. Like, you don't even have to go through the dungeons. You can go straight for Ganon the second you get the paraglider. It's an amazing experience. If you have not played this, I highly recommend playing it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any suggestions for more lists that I should do in the future for future weeks, go ahead and put them down in the comments below if I like your idea. Maybe I'll give your channel name or account name a little bit of a shout out if I choose it. Well, there's not much left to say here, so have a good day, have a good night, have a good weekend. I'll see y'all next week.